Hello, welcome to this stream of Final Girl sponsored by Van Ryder Games. If you are watching this right now on YouTube, welcome. This is an upload of a live stream on Twitch, which means we've got people in the chat. You can see them on screen, and I am going to be talking to them a little bit during the stream. So you'll be able to see what they're saying there on the screen so that you have some context for who the heck I'm talking to and why it seems like I'm talking to myself. I have attempted to mute all of the fancy Twitch alerts to try and keep it a bit more of a pleasurable viewing experience for YouTube. But if you want to watch this live on Twitch, you can find me at twitch.tv/Paula Deming. We do these Final Girl streams once a month, thanks to Van Ryder Games. Thank you so much for that follow, Bisco LA. All right, so here we are. It's Final Girl time. And we are back in the Carnival of Blood, which is the location I played in last week. Last month. Y'all, time, as a wise person once said, time is a weird soup. Thank you so much for resubscribing, Arwilia. I appreciate you being here for 31 months. That's pretty bonkers. Dutch Yoda is waving to YouTube, everyone, so I hope you're seeing them. So last month we played in the Carnival of Blood against the Terror from Above vignette, so we had just birds everywhere. But this time I thought we would face the actual killer who goes with the Carnival of Blood, Geppetto, the Puppet Master. I have not played against Geppetto before, so I'm a little bit scared. There he is. And he's got these little puppets. They're here, and they're gonna spawn out onto the board and make life harder for us. So that's that. We're gonna figure out the minion rules and the puppets as we go. I am also playing today as Asami, who I'm very excited to play as. She only requires 4 victims to be saved before she gets to her ultimate power, which I like. I like that. And her ultimate power is whenever you draw at least 1 item card, draw an extra card and choose one. Oh my gosh, Asami is great. I didn't even realize this. Her special power is you're immune to item trap cards, which is brilliant because in the Carnival of Blood location, there are traps shuffled into the item deck. And if we find them, they're really bad news. They hurt us, they kill victims, they stay on the board for the entire rest of the game. It's bad news. I'm very excited about that. But she only gets that power once we have saved 4 victims and give her her ultimate ability. So we've got a little bit of setup left to do here, and then we'll just dive in to this Geppetto Carnival of Blood situation and see if we can win. Yeah, Geppetto is super creepy. Yeah, I guess after Pinocchio left to go to college, Geppetto didn't deal well with empty nests, says Shanks. I think that is exactly the lore. We could actually look up the lore and see what it is, but I think that's now the official story. All right, let's see here. What are we at? Okay, we need to finish our setup. So here we are. I've drawn a setup card right here. You may not be able to see the details very well, but I start in the middle here in the big top. Our killer starts in the space right above, and then we need to put some victims out on the board. I haven't done that bit yet. So we get 1 victim right below me. We get 3 victims in the Forest of Horrors. I don't think I want to go to this carnival. Let's see, we get 2 victims here above Things to Astonish. 2 victims here in the animal cages. And 4 victims up here in the corner. Now let's remind ourselves a little bit of how this map looks. We've got an exit here, so anything in green is an exit. And if we can get our victims to the exit, that's how we save them. So that's the thing we definitely want to be doing. So we have an exit here, an exit through the clown car, which made me laugh a lot last month when we played with this. I guess you like drive it off the property. We have an exit there, and that's it. I think those are our 3 exits. We also have a path around the perimeter that if we're able to find the golf cart like we did last time, we can drive around the perimeter. I might have taken it off-roading a little bit last time, but, and then that's basically that. Only have one victim left in my victim pool up here, but I have more in the box. I just didn't pull them all out. Hello, Natalie, who says, hi, Paula and all. I find Final Girl so hard. Does it not frustrate you at all? Interested on your takes. It is a brutal game. It can be very hard. And the dice luck, if you have bad dice luck like me, it can be absolutely brutal. But I have found that it's really about hand management and action economy. And if you can really kind of figure out that angle on it, you can do a lot more than you think you can. So something that I like about this game is I've gotten better at it. The more I've played it, even though there's dice and there's luck in it, the more I've played the game, the better I've gotten at it. And so I find that balances out any frustration of how hard it can be, right? That's my personal thought. So there's that. Scarecrow says, I played against Geppetto the other day and got wiped out when him and his 3 puppets all moved in my space and attacked in one turn. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Hi, Sid, I seen. Okay, so I have the rules for our puppets over here so I can reference them because I haven't played with the puppets before, so we'll be referencing those. We have our victim set up. I think the last thing we need to do is flip over our event card, see how this game starts, and then we can grab our 0 cost cards into our hand and take our first turn. No problem, Natalie. I have terrible dice luck, and if you stick around for the whole game, you will see it on display for sure. Christian says, I've been playing a lot of this the past week. Lots of fun. I got absolutely stomped by the Poltergeist. I played the Poltergeist, and I did that on stream a while ago, one of my very early Final Girl streams, and I got absolutely demolished by the Poltergeist. I think that might be one of the hardest ones. Okay, so let's see what our event is. Clowns everywhere. Ew, no, I don't like it. Did you just hear a honk? That's the flavor text on this. That's pretty amazing. During the upkeep phase, victims in the big top, oh no, okay, that's where I am, but I'm not a victim, and any adjacent spaces panic. If they panic into the space with an enemy, they are killed immediately. So this is going to stay in effect, I think, the entire game. That's terrible. That's not ideal. Also, in our panic phase, because we have minions with the puppets, victims will panic if they're in a space, not just with the killer, but also with the minions. So if a victim was killed during the turn, all victims in the killer space and the puppet spaces will panic. We'll talk more about the puppets when they take their first turn, right? So we've got lots of panicking, lots of... yeah. All right. So let's get going. The first thing to really focus on, first of all, is we want to build up our actions. So maybe not spend all of our cards on our first turn like I have a tendency to do. And also see if we can start saving some victims. Because the faster we save 4 victims, the faster we get to our ultimate power, which would be really good. We also happen to have up here, oops, sorry about that, in our items, Asami's knife belt. So we have her special item, and it happens to very luckily be on top of our deck here. So that's in the things to astonish. So if we go there and search, that could be a pretty good thing. It'd be really cool to have her knife belt. Natalie, I totally understand that. Says, yeah, I think I maybe focus too much on my bad dice rolls and get upset, you know? I fully appreciate that feeling. And I think it's about really figuring out the strategy for mitigating the bad dice luck in this game. But it can be, that bad dice luck can be very frustrating. For sure. Okay. Okay, our horror started at 4. Great. I think maybe we just try and go to things to astonish and immediately search and see if we can get Asami's knife belt. So that means we need to walk to get there. So let's try that very first. I could also just immediately try and go into Geppetto's space and try and do a weak attack, but I don't know that that's the smartest way to start. So, can y'all hear the airplane going overhead? I live in the path of an airport. It can be a problem sometimes. So I'm gonna play walk. So that means I will roll 2 dice and see if I can, hopefully, if I get 2 successes, I'll be able to move up to 2 spaces, which would be great because then I can just go right to the things to astonish. But let's see what happens. Okay, I have 1 success and 1 that I can convert to a success, which I might do. I have not received the season 2 set yet. I have 1 that I was able to grab when I was at PAX Unplugged, but the rest of them I haven't gotten yet, but hopefully soon they'll be here. We're just waiting basically for them to get out of port, basically. That kind of classic board game delivery nightmare. So I think I will discard my short rest and my weak attack because I'm not going to use them yet to be able to convert this. If you haven't played the game before, you can see. So because this has a symbol of 2 cards on it, if you discard 2 cards, you can turn that into a success. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go 1, 2. Sorry, you weren't really able to see what I did, were you? So I'm going 1, 2 into things to astonish. I don't have a search card, so I can't search yet. I'm actually going to end my turn there. I'm going to hold on to these cards. I have 6 time to spend to be able to pick up. Oh wait, sorry. I should have spent a time for my walk. So I have 5 time to spend to pick up some cards to prep for next turn. So I'm definitely going to get a search card. So that cost me 2. And then I think a sprint is always a good thing to have for another 2. And then for my last one, I'm going to take this close call. Okay, so then everything I spent this turn now goes back into the tableau here to be able to possibly purchase next turn. So my timer will reset. That's me. And now we do the killer phase. So they're going to resolve the killer action and the minion. So I believe if we look here, our minions, our puppets, that will go first. And then we do our killer action. Now, whenever cards say killer, they specifically mean Geppetto. And when they say enemies, they mean everyone. And if they say minions, they mean the puppets. The exception to that rule is in our terror cards. When we flip over a terror card in this scenario, if it says killer, that also applies to our puppets. So that's the exception to the killer versus minions versus enemies rule. Does that make sense? And y'all who have played with the puppets before, you got to keep me honest on all these things, but I'm keeping track here with my rules. I'm going to also try and drink my coffee before it gets too cold. Yeah, and the minions do all of their actions first, and then the killer does theirs. So we're getting a lot, potentially, of actions happening. I should have put my warming plate closer to me, because my coffee is getting cold. I thought, you're going to drink it. Come here, you warming plate. Can I get it closer without messing everything up? Ah, yeah. That beep is my warming plate, trying to keep my coffee warm. Okay. So what will the killer do? First, they're going to spawn a puppet. It will target a victim and move. And they share the same speed as Geppetto does. And they also cannot end their turn more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto. If for some reason they end up more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto, because they have strings, they're his puppets, he will become their target, and they will always move toward him to try and get within 2 spaces, right? Thanks, Holly Tispoon. I appreciate that. Says, love your setup. That's right. Cold coffee is nearly as deadly as killer puppets. So let's double check our spawning rules here. When spawning a puppet, take a token from the ready space of the puppet's card and place it in Geppetto's space. There we go. If there are no tokens, no puppet is spawned. Whether one was spawned or not, move all puppet tokens in the exhausted area to the ready space. We're good there. Great. So we've spawned a puppet, it's gonna target a victim and it's gonna move toward a victim. So, it's one away from the animal cages. So it's actually going to move, it's one distance into the animal cages where these two victims are. So that's not great. Okay. Now, our Geppetto will go. What's great about the start of the game is usually the killer action doesn't involve movement. So the killer will target a victim or the final girl if there are no victims, and then do an attack. That's what this means. But he's not moving, so he stays right where he is, and if he moves, then he would be attacking, but he's not in a space with the victim, so he stays there. Just occasionally microwave your coffee. I can't microwave my coffee in the middle of a stream, or will ya? I would have to get up, walk away from this table, go microwave it, come back, and then I'm gonna forget about it, and then I'm gonna go to drink it again, and it's gonna be cold again. I'm gonna have to microwave it again. It's just gonna be me walking away from the stream constantly. Also, y'all, let me know if my microphone goes dead, because this mic pack eats up batteries. So if the batteries die and I don't catch it, let me know. Oh, if we just put the microwave in here, right? Put the microwave in the cat cam. Okay, cool. So that's it. We've spawned a puppet. They've moved. The killer or Geppetto doesn't do anything. So now we're going to flip over a terror card and see what happens. Because now here's bad things. Okay. Oh, it's a trap. So this is from the location. Where the hell did the blades come from? So we're gonna put a trap out on the board. This is not good. Place this spinning, that's gonna be what I say most of this game, I think. This is not good. Place the spinning floor blade trap token in your space. Oh, no. Immediately apply the trap's effects to you and any victims in your space. And then I roll the dice based on the trap's effects, and for each 1 to 4 that I rolled, the horror goes up. This is terrible. Asami is immune to traps, but only once I get her ultimate ability, which I don't have access to yet because I have to save 4 victims to get it. So at the moment, she's not immune, unfortunately. So this comes into my space. Now this is always in here, which means we are going to try to never come back into this space ever again. Ooh, and only item traps, not terror. Final Dad, you are absolutely correct. You are immune to item trap cards. So if we find it in our item deck, she's immune. But from the terror card, she's not. Ew, yuck. Yeah, rough. Okay. So here we go. Spinning floor blade trap. Roll 2 dice. For each result, do the following. Oh, man. A 3 and a 6. 1 to 4, you take 1 damage. And the 6 is, you may move 1 space. What happens if I start my turn in a space with a trap? Oh, what do y'all think? Oh, Freakboy and W, thank you so much for that subscription. Okay, I'm gonna read this to you and I wanna know what you think. Whenever you enter or are in a space with a trap token, suffer the following effects. I think that means if I don't move out of this space, I will have to suffer this effect again if I start my turn in the space. I don't want to move out because I want to get my knife belt. Okay, hold on. First of all, let's deal with this first. So I take 1 damage because I rolled the 3. So there goes that heart. Woof. Okay, then I move the horror up 1. Not my favorite thing. Let me look. Is this knife belt worth getting? It probably is, right? Well, on a 5 to 6, I may move 1 space. So I can move out, but I don't have to. And so now I want to decide, like, should I? So because what I want is to search in this space to get Asami's knife belt. But let's take a look at what this is and see if it's really worth it. When using Asami's knife belt, you may divide the damage as you choose between any enemies within range. Here's the thing, I can actually... So with minions, I can divide the damage among all the minions I'm in a space with, but I can't divide it among minions and Geppetto. I have to choose. I'm either sending my damage to the minions or I'm sending my damage to the killer. And this would mean I could send it to anyone. But honestly, I kind of feel like maybe it's better to go somewhere else. Maybe I don't stay and get this. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I just go, maybe I don't do it. Does give me an extra damage. Oh no, I'm having real analysis paralysis now about what I should do. You know what? No, we're sticking to the original plan. I can heal at some point. I'm gonna take the damage, go big or go home. Oh, that's true, it's ranged. That is a really good point. Its range is 0 to 1, which means I can be 1 space away. If you can see that, 0 to 1. It probably is worth getting. Okay. I'm not going to move out of the space. I'm going to stay there, which means I will take more damage. Potentially, next turn, I roll the dice again. It's not automatic. All right. So no one died. So we've done the killer phase. They did their thing. We did our terror card. No one died. So no one panics, which is great. And now it's back to being my turn. So I have all these cards. The first thing we're gonna do is resolve our terror trap. So, hey, haha. Yeah, I think at first I was like, I don't know how useful this really is, but I'm glad, chat, that you pointed out that it has a range, because that makes it hugely more useful, right? So first thing, I think this probably happens at the start of the turn. So I'm going to resolve what happens with the trap. Then I'm going to search, and then we'll figure it out from there. Isgura, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. When is update that will trigger the event? This event, the clowns everywhere. If there's any victims, this right here, actually. So during upkeep, victims in the big top and any adjacent spaces. I missed, this victim is adjacent to the big top. So they actually do panic before I do anything else. So thank you for catching that. I think they'll be safe. I don't think they're gonna panic into a space with an enemy, but let's see where they go. So to do this, we roll the die, and based on the number we get, it will tell us what direction they run in. Okay, so 3, they run into the big top. Which seems like, I guess that is why it's panicking. They're running into danger instead of away from danger because they're not thinking clearly. That's not great. They've just moved further away from me. They might just have to die. They may not be savable. Okay, so we did our clowns everywhere event. Now we're gonna roll dice to figure out what happens with the spinning floor blade trap. Okay, we got a 2 and a 5, which means we take another damage, but I can move out. And I'm going to say I can search before I move out, frankly. That's what I've decided. Is that may or may not be the exact ruling, but that's the ruling I've decided of how we're going to play this. So This happens though, we take another damage, which means I'm down to 3, which isn't great. Though we won last time where after we spent most of the game with 1 health. So who knows. Then I'm gonna search and then I will use this 5 to move out of the space. And I've just decided that that's how it's gonna work. And if anyone wants to correct me, it's too late, I've already decided. But that may not be the exact order of operations. Okay, so I'm gonna play my search card. And I just need 1 success to get the knife belt, so. And I got it. I am not going to spend the 2 cards to convert that into a success because if I had 2 successes, I could look at both the top 2 and choose, but I know I want the knife belt. So I'm just gonna go with my 1 success, take the top item card, spend the time, and be done with it. So take that top item card at your space and spend a time. So I get Asami's knife belt. So this now goes in hand. It uses 1 hand, so it's gonna go here. And now I have a range. I can do an extra damage when I do an attack, and I can divide the damage as I choose. And what's nice is this doesn't have limited uses. So I'm not gonna run out of knives, which is pretty cool. Hi, Fructbars Gaming, how are you doing? Okay, now I move out of the space. Because of the die that I rolled, you may move 1 space. I think I'm gonna go in here with these 2 victims. Maybe I can get them to come with me. So what's nice is 2 will automatically go with you if you go somewhere else. So they're gonna come with me as long as you don't take them into a space with the killer, because they won't do that. They're too scared. What have we got? Let's focus to lower the, to try and lower the horror. So I'm gonna roll 2 dice. We're gonna try and lower the horror. Ugh. Should I convert these? I don't really like it. I'm going to discard the close call at my other focus to get 1 success. I'm only going to convert 1. 1 success means I lower the horror by 1 and I lose 1 time. Yeah, so I'm down to 4 now. Sorry, I was like, wait, why am I on 5? It's because I searched. Why wouldn't they come with me? Come with you. You'll use them as a human shield. I mean, protect them. I only have 2 cards left. I feel like I should try and, let's just see what happens. I'm gonna try and sprint. I'm gonna hold on to this walk. I have nothing, I can't convert this into a success if I don't just roll successes. So let's see what happens. Oh. That's an ultimate failure. You can't even spin cards to convert it. So here's what we can do. We can move up to 1 space, take a damage, spend 2 time in our turn, or take a damage and spend 2 time. Wow, that is such garbage. That's bad all around. Moving 1 space is terrible. They're just gonna panic if we take them into there because they're gonna be, and I can't take them into the space with the trap because it'll kill them. Will they go with me into a space with a puppet? I'm not gonna move. Oh shoot, I'm taking a damage and spending 2 time. This is not, we're not off on a good foot, right? We're down to 2 health now. We've just immediately taken so much damage. I really need to try and heal next turn, maybe? I don't know. So that didn't work. I was like, come with me, and then I fell and I tripped. And now they're like helping me back up again, and I skinned my knee, and now we don't have time to run anywhere. So Yay. That's my turn. I have 2 time to spend on cards, which isn't great. I do get all of my 0 cost cards back, so that's something. And I have 2 time to spend. I think I'm gonna get a guard just in case we get attacked, right? RNJ26, thank you for that follow. So that's gonna cost us our 2, so that'll reset to 6. Our other cards will go back to our tableau. And it is now the killer phase. So another puppet is going to spawn in his space, and then they're going to target victims and move. So they're not going to move because they're already in a space with victims. This is very par for the course, Freak Boy, you're not wrong. This one is going to move into the big top with that victim. Okay, now the killer would attack. They were in a space with me or a victim, and they're not, so they won't. And then we flip over a tarot card. They have us completely surrounded. Yeah. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next tarot card. Well, we have plenty of victims on the board. Otherwise, the horror, which I just lowered, goes up 1. But that's okay because it keeps it from being right near this section, which is bad because then we only roll 1 die. If we get in this red part of the horror level, we only roll 1 die, and that means I'll never get a success on anything. Then they will target a victim, move twice, and attack. So first we do our puppets, and then we do our killer. Hey, Oblivion 601. Our puppets aren't going to be moving because they're already in spaces with victims. So they do 1 damage, and they have 1 health. So that means this puppet is going to kill this victim. They're dead because victims only have 1 health. This puppet is going to kill this victim. They're dead. Does the bloodlust go up when the minions kill? I think no, but we're gonna double check on the minion rules actually. Thank you for that subscription with your Prime, Iskura. Appreciate you. What do y'all think? I actually am not sure. Oh boy, sorry. I'm gonna go to where it talks about bloodlust in the book. The killer will get stronger as the game goes on and more victims perish. Each time a victim is killed, the bloodlust must be increased. I think you're right, Freak Boy. I think it's for every victim. That's so bad. The bloodlust is going to go up by 3. Oh, this is why. Okay, though. But look at this. This is the balance. The bloodlust doesn't actually result in more speed or damage for a few. Probably because they know, like, it's going to go up more in this one. So that's 1, 2 for those 2 victims. So we still have a damage of 1 and a movement of 1. And then our killer will do this. So target a victim, move twice, and attack. Their closest to victim is here with the puppet. So they're gonna go there. And this puppet will still be 2 spaces away from them. So that's they're still within range. So they're gonna go here. And then they're going to attack this victim. So that's 3 dead victims. Here's the thing is no one's gonna panic because they killed all the victims who would have panicked. So the bloodlust goes up, the horror level goes up now. Oh no. And now movement for everything is increased to 2. Okay, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's not a big deal. It's totally fine. Totally fine. So now we do our clowns everywhere because we're in the upkeep phase. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Yes. So there's no panic in the panic phase, but in the upkeep phase, if any victims are in the big top or adjacent, they will panic. They aren't, because they all died. They all died. I need to save some people. So now it's my turn again, and I would like to save them, but they won't run into the killer space. How in the world are we gonna get them out of here? Lopak got the minis for this game. I have the minis too, but I don't ever use them on stream because I feel like it makes it a little hard to see with the top down, but I do have the minis. At some point I'd like to paint them. I think that would be cool. I think we're gonna do our weak attack to start. I'm gonna throw some knives at our killer, or maybe at the puppet. Should I try and take out the puppet? Well, let's see what happens, because I can split my damage. So first I'm gonna try and do a weak attack. So I'm gonna roll 2 dice. I will get an extra damage because of my knife belt, and I have a range of 0 to 1. So I'm throwing my knife into the animal cages. I think taking out the puppets is a pretty good thing to keep them from being overwhelming, because that's a lot of victims to potentially die every turn. But because I have the knife belt, I can split the damage if I need to. So I could possibly do 2 damage. If I do get 2 successes, I'll do damage and not take any damage myself. But if I only get 1 success, I will hurt myself. And I'll be down to 1 health, which has its pros and cons. It means I can roll an extra die. I just need to not take any more damage after that. Can you imagine if I just take damage and then I just die? That would be bad. So let's see what happens. I'm not going to convert it. I'm going to let myself take the damage because I will roll an extra die. So I get 1 success, which means I do 1 damage plus the extra from my knife belt. So that's 2. So that means 1 damage goes to this puppet right here, and that will kill them. They go to the exhausted section, right? Then the other damage will go to, y'all were right, it was so worth getting this knife belt. We'll go to Geppetto, and that will take out 1 of his 8 health. But I take a damage. So I'm rolling an extra die, which can be a good thing. So I'll now have 3 dice to roll, but I need to be really careful because I could die really easily. So we did that, and now I want to run away with these people. Do I have I don't have a sprint, but I have a walk. Let's try to walk. So I now roll 3 dice, because this plus the 2. And hopefully we can get 2 successes and move up to 2 spaces and go here, here, or something to start getting our victims to somewhere where they can be safe. Are you kidding me? So I have to convert to a success, because if I don't, I will take a damage and I will die. So I have to convert, because the game can't end we can't end now, right? I mean, we could. Sometimes that's how quickly it happens. How many channel points for a reroll? We should. Oh my gosh, I should totally do that. I should add in a thing where you can spend channel points for rerolls. What do I have? What do I have? This is terrible. Straight up terrible. All right, I'm gonna discard my short rest and my walk. Oh, true. Oh, haha, such a good point. I can also just not go anywhere and spend the 2 time and try again with my other walk. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna not go anywhere. Why can't, it's because I got stuck in this floor blade trap and now I'm hurt and I can't sprint and I can't walk. I'm gonna try again with my other walk card. Come on. One success. Terrible. They're gonna panic away from me. This is such a bad, this is so bad. I'm making bad tactical choices. I think I'm doing a terrible job. I'm holding on to these cards. I'm not healing yet. I'm doing a bad job. And everyone's gonna die. Okay, I have 4 time to spend. Yeah, this is so bad. Paula, every game a final girl. Exactly, our Dan Henry. Yeah, I love this game. There are no good tactical choices, says Freak Boy. Oh, okay. So I have 4 time to spend. I'm gonna spend it on 2 on a close call and 2 on a sprint. That's all 4, so that'll go back to 6. These cards go back. They're all 0 cost, so they'll go here. That's my turn, so now it's the killer phase. It's the killer phase. This puppet will spawn into Geppetto's space, so at the animal cages. This puppet will go from exhausted to ready. Now the puppets will target victims and move. Oh no. So this puppet will move into here and this puppet will move into my space. The killer's not in a space with anyone, so they won't attack, so let's flip over our tarot card. You'll make a fun new toy. 2 horror. I think we're gonna die really fast. I think we're gonna lose really fast today. So the horror goes up by 2, which means it's now here, which I believe means the second one will increase the bloodlust, which means we get the dark power. So this now flips over. Immortal Master. If all of the puppets are on the board, Geppetto cannot be killed. Any damage that would remove his final health token is ignored. Okay, so we just need to be taking out puppets. What a disaster. What an immediate disaster. All we need to do is save 4 victims and we can't even do that. Then they're all gonna target either me or a victim, whatever they're closer to, move and attack. I might die right now. So this puppet stays, this puppet stays. Oh shoot, let me double check. Does the killer, I think the killer, ooh, are they going to go, they're 1 space away from me and 2 victims and 1 space away from 4 victims. I think they will go to the space with 4 victims. I'm fairly certain. Let me just confirm that. They typically, yes, okay. They will target with this symbol that shows the final girl and the victim. See? That means they will target whichever is closest, victim or final girl. Yeah, if you're gonna die, might as well do it with hot coffee. If there is a tie between who is closest, choose the group that has the most victims present. Okay, so yes, the killer is actually going to come up here where there's more victims. All right, it is always victims first, yes, yes. So I just wanted to confirm that that was how the prioritization was going to happen, and that is true. And now all these victims are gonna die. Victims will die. So we're doing 1 damage. So this puppet does 1 damage. Boop. That goes, the bloodlust comes up 1. This puppet does 1 damage. Poor victim I'm trying to save. Oh my gosh. We're gonna pull an event. Mirrors everywhere. If you attack and there are 1 or more victims in your space, a victim dies for every 1 you roll. So not only I'm not saving victims, I'm actually now potentially killing them. Sorry, y'all didn't see. So my bloodlust before with the 1 puppet went here and then to here, which is why I flipped over that event, right? Now the killer is going to attack, and that will take out 1 more victim, which means the bloodlust goes up again. We're almost at the very top of the bloodlust track. This is about as brutal as Poltergeist was when I played it, I'll be honest. This is so rough. Okay, well, great, super great, really great. I don't need to do another event yet because I've just moved up to here, but if I go up 1 more, then I'll flip over that event. All right. Oh, great. Steve says, I'm excited. I'm excited. We have 1 more to go. Yes. Fair enough. Yes. Okay. Great. Cool. Totally fine. Not a big deal. Nothing to worry about. Now it's the panic phase. And all of our victims basically panic. So this one's going to panic. See where they go. They're scared and they run away from me because I didn't do a good job of protecting them. They go into the big top. I've been trying so hard to save them, and they're just going to end up panicking into an enemy and dying. Let's see. Okay, 1 of these, 2. They panic. Oh, this is actually not bad. They're panicking toward the exit. So that could be worse. Okay, how about this one? A 1, they also panic toward the exit. Now, they will not save themselves, but if I can get in that space with them, they will save. They will be saved. So that might be the new goal, though it's a number of spaces away. Now, we do the clowns everywhere bit, because that comes after the panic phase during upkeep. And this victim is still panicking because they are in the big top. So as long as they don't run back into my space, we're okay. But if they run back into my space, they will die. 5. Okay, great. They come down here. So they're making their way near this exit as well. So maybe things will start to go our way a little bit. Okay, let me make sure I've done everything. Yes. So now it's my turn. I want to get over, I need to save victims. I really need to save victims. So we're gonna sprint to see if I can run into here. I won't be able to do it all this turn, but it's something. Okay. So let's see if I can at least if I could get 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, that would be so great. It would be really great, but we'll see what happens. So I'm rolling 2 dice because the horror is so high. Actually, before I do that, should I? I can't lower the horror roll, the horror amount, because I don't have a focus. This might be the only thing we do. But I get my extra die for being one hit away from death. I have 1 success, which means I can move up to 2 spaces. So I'm in a space with them. Should I convert to get that 3rd space? I think I'm gonna spend both my close calls rather than playing them to re-roll. Should we re-roll? Or should we just spin them to guarantee the success? Yeah, reroll has a chance of failure, but it also has a chance of only using one card instead of two. But it has a chance of, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna discard both of them and convert this to a success to guarantee it. So now that means we can go, so we have 2 successes, which means we can move up to 3 spaces, which means I can take this victim here. So that was important for me to do because now during upkeep, they're not adjacent to the big top, so they won't panic away from me again. But that's as much as I can do there. Like, that's it. That's my turn. Thank you so much for that follow, Thunderous Oath. Oh, and I spent a time. That cost me a time to do. So I have 5 to spend. And oh, we get all of, should I have had these cards in my hand this past turn? That's possible. I don't know that I actually ever picked up my 0 cost cards when I should have. But now I have them. It's fine. Now I have them. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I have a hand limit of 10. I believe that is true. So I have 5 to spend. I've got 2 walks. I've got some focuses. This distraction could be good because it would help me lower the, so let's spend 3 on 1, 2, 3 on the distraction. And then the other 2, we're just gonna get the other sprint. 1, 2, okay. Okay, I think we're good here. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Oh, okay. I think should I have spawned a puppet last turn? I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm missing steps. I feel like I should have spawned a puppet last turn, and I didn't, but we're spawning it now. Oh no, which means all 3 are gonna be on the board. I need to kill some puppets. Okay, so now we spawn a puppet, which I feel like maybe I was supposed to do last turn and didn't. So if that is true, in the YouTube comments, I'm sorry we missed that. So this will come into the space with Geppetto. They're all on the board right now. And then they will target victims and move. So let's see here. Oh no. Both of these are gonna move into the space with these victims because they're just 1 away, which is not good. They might die before I can get to them. Oh no. Okay, let's see where this one goes. Oh, hold on. This one is 2 spaces away from, more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto. So it will target Geppetto to get close to it again. I did spawn last turn, that one was exhausted. Okay, thank you Party On dudes for helping me keep track. So this will actually move to just be within 2 spaces of Geppetto. So I think you're going to go this way. And now they'll stop because they're within 2 spaces. And I'm sent them this way because it gets them a little closer to these victims as opposed to, they could have gone this way. But I think that's moving them away. It's fine. This is where I've chosen for them to go. And I think it makes some sense. So targets, move. That's that. Now our killer won't attack anyone because he's in a space by himself for the moment, but let's see what happens when we flip over our terror card. Welcome to the greatest show. We have another event. And then everyone moves to the big top. The killer goes to the big top. They're all gonna These victims don't want to be saved. They don't want to be saved. First, let's deal with the event. Let's see what happens with the event. Yay, more events. How dangerous can it be? During the upkeep phase, each victim moves 1 space towards the closest trap token. You know what? Let these victims die. Frankly, let them die. They are inherently not the final girl. It's true. I can't save them. I'm not going to get any buffs. I can't save them. They're crazy. They are not functioning for self-preservation right now. We have so much to do during upkeep, so help me keep track of it. Yeah, well, they decided to go to the Carnival of Blood. It's no surprise they're not survival experts, says our Dan Henry. Honestly, victims are in fact living up to their name of victims. It is true, Icarus. Real, I came here for a good time, not a long time energy. All right, now, all victims move 1 space closer to the big top. I just brought them down with me. Okay, so they go here. Now they are adjacent. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. They'll come this way because it's closer. So they're in a space with me. That's something at least. At least maybe they won't die from the puppets. I think these might come into my space too. Because 1 space closer to the big top. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm suddenly surrounded by victims. I'm going to stand them up so we've got room for everyone. So everyone moves to me. Maybe we can take advantage of this somehow. I'm surrounded by people who just are throwing their lives away. I can use the overflow. So for people who aren't sure, you have little cards, or if you have the play mats like I do, these little spaces. And you can put a little token with the symbol on the space and then put all the victims in there if you don't have room for them. But I like to try and bunch them all in there. All right, everyone has moved 1 space closer to the big top. And now the killer goes, welcome to the greatest show. You know, so that's what's happening there. Now we target, attack, and move. They are now, hey, check it out though. These puppets are more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto now. I love that. Shank says, fam is watching Ghost Adventures in the background and them screaming and running is oddly lining up perfectly with the victims being slaughtered. Okay, so because these puppets are more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto, they're stringed, they're attached by strings, they will target him and move closer to him up to 2 spaces. Let's double check. They won't stop in my space. I think they will go until they must end their movement within 2 spaces of Geppetto. They may move farther than 2 spaces from Geppetto as long as they end their movement within 2 spaces of him. The next time that puppet must choose a target, it will instead target Geppetto, attempting to end its movement as soon as it is exactly within 2 spaces from him. And they will do that, losing any additional movement. So they have 3 movement, because that's what's here on our Bloodlust board. So first, target, attack, and then move. So actually no one is dying this turn, thank freaking goodness, because they're targeting, then they're attacking, none of them are in a space with anyone, and then they're moving. That's kind of a strange way to do that. So they are targeting Geppetto. So they are going to move until they are within 2 spaces of him, which is actually the space with all of us. Right there, because that's 1, 2 away, right? This one is going to go 1, 2 to finish to being within in this space with this victim. And Geppetto is also going to move to be in the space with this victim. Okay, so that's that situation. Now, let's check all of our upkeep things. We're going to do clowns everywhere first. We're just gonna do them in order that we drew them, right? So clowns everywhere. During the upkeep phase, Victims in the big top and any adjacent spaces panic. So this one's going to panic. See where they go. 5. So they panic into the big top. They have not panicked into a space with an enemy, so they will not die. All right, now mirrors everywhere. We don't have to worry about because that's when we do an attack. How dangerous can it be? During the upkeep phase, each victim moves 1 space towards the closest trap token. Why must they keep moving away from me? Will they move into a space if the killer's there, though? Let's see. Let's find out. We have so many little corner cases where I don't know if they will move into a space with the killer. Movement. Victims will not follow you into the space with the killer. But it doesn't specify actually if they will move there. They can in panic, yes. But this isn't panicking. Yeah, I guess they could, because if they can when they're panicking, and even though right now they're not panicking, they are being dumb. I think they do. I do think they move into that space. Yes, I think y'all are right. I think chat is right that they can. So they all, like a bunch of dum-dums, move into this space with the killer and a puppet wielding a knife. Y'all, I'm trying to save you. Like, what are they doing? Why are they running away from me toward the killer? Okay. Well, that's our terror. That's everything. The victims were the true enemy all along. It's true. We've done our upkeep. Now it's me. They might think I'm the killer. I am throwing knives. We need to do some attacks. Do I have some attacks in here, or do I just have like guard? I was trying to sprint to get them out of here, but now that's not going to be the thing. Guard, short rest, walk, walk. I have a weak attack, and that's it. I'm going to try to lower the horror with my distraction, and then I'm going to try and do a weak attack. Okay, so first, let's do a distraction, try to lower the horror. I rolled 2 dice. Ooh, y'all, 2 successes. So that means the horror goes down by 2 and I gain 2 time. That's amazing. 1, 2, 1, 2. I get to roll 3 dice now. Okay, that's very nice. I'm very happy about that. Now we're gonna do our weak attack. So I'm gonna roll 3 dice and I'm going to attack the puppets in my space, which you can see right there. Well, that's what I get for having all those successes. I will discard a rest because I'm a dum-dum and a focus. I need to discard a lot of cards, y'all, because I can't take damage. Unfortunate. Yeah, luckily we didn't roll ones because that would have killed victims. I get the 3rd dice because of my, I know you figured it out, Freak Boy, but I get the 3rd dice in case anyone else is wondering. So I have 2 dice because of where I am in the horror level, and the 3rd dice because I only have 1 health left. Okay, so I'm discarding focus and short rest to get 1 success, and now I need a 2nd success so that I'm not taking damage. So I will do walk and a focus for the 2nd success. That hurts, but here we are. But because of my knife belt, I'm going to do 2 damage. I can split it, divide the damage as I choose between any enemies within range. And Hi, Slivers. It's going rough. We're gonna die. So I'm gonna kill both of these puppets right here. And they go into the exhausted area. So 1 damage to each. So that's something. It's too bad I can't, when I kill them, I can't like lower the bloodlust, you know what I mean? You know what? Let's go. Go big, go home, maybe die. Yeah, gain my own bloodlust. I'm playing a sprint. I'm gonna see if I can come into this space, grab 2 victims, and run them to the exit. Let's just see. Geppetto is very hard, Slivers. It's with the puppets and it's literally killing me. So 3 dice. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, baby. Do I get anything for 3 successes? I don't. I wish I could save one of those successes. So we can move 3 spaces. We're gonna lose 1 time, so we're down to 7. Check it out, y'all. I'm going 1, 2, only 2 victims will come with me, but 2 will come with me. I believe it's only 2. Let's just make sure, but I'm fairly certain. Up to 2 victims, yes. So 1, 2, 3 to the exit. I actually have saved some people. They get saved. So now they come here onto my card. I am definitely doing the one that's going to lower the horror by 2. So we're gonna put a victim there, 1, 2. Now I can either heal, which might be worth doing at this point, or I can move 1 space. I think it might be time to heal, right? Even though like we've been doing well with the extra die, we're also like, we're playing real fast and loose with losing. Think. I think we should heal. So that's what I'm gonna do. We'll lose our 3rd die, but I think it's worth it at the moment. So now I have 2 health. Where's the call? And my phone was ringing. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now I have 7 to spend. So we are gonna get we could do so good if I just spend 6 on a, but I have no 0 cost cards. It's so, wow, sorry. Wow. What do I do? I'm spending 6 on a critical blow. Go big or go home. And 1 on a close call. That's it. I don't have very many cards, but that's what we've got. That's what we're doing. Okay, all those go back here. All right, that's me. It's the killer phase. Okay. We will spawn a puppet. We can't because they're exhausted. So they go up to the ready. So next time 1 will spawn. It will target and move. It's already in a space with Geppetto and victim, so it's not going to be doing any moving. And then our killer will target a victim and kill. So 1 of these will die. The bloodlust goes up again. And we flip over an event card. We have no more. Like, what are we gonna do? So much junk. When this card is revealed, find the Zappo item card and put it in your backpack. Reset the item deck if necessary. If you lose Zappo, roll 1 fewer dice when resolving search action cards for the remainder of the game. Zappo, let's see if it's in here. I might have to pull it out of the other deck. Hello, Turk Stoops. Hello, Suited Monkey. Oh, we're getting a raid. Hello, Suited Monkey. Thank you so much for that raid. Jinathy, Suited Monkey, Turk Stoops, welcome in. We're playing, here we go, Zappo. We're playing Final Girl, which is a pretty brutal solo board game. Hello, Bandersnatch. How are you doing? Thank you so much for that raid, everyone. Zappo the Carnival Monkey is what we have gotten because of this event card, so it's actually not terrible. You may use Zappo to resolve a search card from up to 2 spaces away. So we just send this monkey out and he finds things for us? Plastic Spork, we are not winning. We are close to dying. So that's a thing. If you use Zappo and an item trap is revealed, he flees in terror. Ignore the effects of the trap and discard Zappo. Whoa, that's neat. So we could actually send Zappo to the Forest of Horrors, because that's 2 spaces away, and do the deal. Dichotic, thank you for that resubscription. How are you? Okay, so that's cool. So we'll actually discard this event card. All right. Now what? Tarot card. That's what happens next. Sometimes I forget them. There is no escape. Horror goes up, so that's now at 4. So I've moved it from 3 to 4. Place Geppetto in each puppet at an exit space. Distribute evenly. What do we think? Do we think that only means puppets that are on the board? I think that it only means puppets that are on the board. I don't think we distribute a puppet that is not on the board. That's how I'm interpreting that. Yes, only puppets in play. Okay, I'm glad chat agrees with me. This is interesting because the puppets are just going to move to... where do we think? I'm going to roll a die to determine where Geppetto goes. What would be the worst? The worst thing for us is if Geppetto comes into our space. So Geppetto will come into our space on this exit, and then the puppet, who's going to end up being more than 2 spaces away. I think the worst thing for them is to be in the clown card. It's also, or for us, is if they're in the clown card because it's closest to the victim still. It's close to Geppetto, even though it's more than 2 spaces away. And it's horrifying to think of a killer puppet in a clown car. So there you go. Hi, Dichotic, and bye, Dichotic. So that's that. Then they will target, move, and attack. So first, our puppet, who is going to go to where there's more victims, and this is the closest one anyway, so they're going to move into here. I don't think we're going to get Asami's ultimate. I don't think we're going to be able to save 2 more people. I think they're all going to die. We're going to start losing terror cards too. So now they do 1 damage, and that kills 1 victim. So the Bloodlust goes up 1, which means we discard 1 terror card and it comes here. If we get to no more terror cards, we flip over the finale. So this is ushering us toward the end of the game. So that happened. Then Geppetto will attack me. Do I have Retaliate? I don't think did I get it? No, I only have Guard. Okay, so I might be able to keep damage from happening, but I won't be able to deal damage back because I didn't grab Retaliate. But I do have this critical blow, and I'm going to try and do damage to Geppetto next turn. So let's see what happens. So Geppetto is going to try to do 2 damage to me, which would kill me. This could be the end of the game right here. but I'm gonna attempt to guard. So I'm gonna play this. We're gonna roll dice and see what happens. I'm rolling 2 dice because I don't get my bonus anymore. One success. I reduce the damage by 2, and 2 is all the damage that's happening. See right here. So I don't take any damage. So we live for at least one more turn. Phew. Okay. I think is that all the things? I think so. Okay. Terror. Now we panic. This one's going to panic. They all panic. So wait, first the panic phase is the one in the space with the puppet. They will go, oh my gosh. They run into the trap and they die. What an idiot. So they run into this trap and the floor blade go chop, 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 and they die. Which means the bloodlust goes up again and back down. We discard another terror card. We only have 3 left. Now we do our clowns everywhere panic. So the victim in the big top might also die if they run into this space with the puppet. This game is so brutal. Let's see where they go. 1. Okay, they're actually running away to there, so that's okay. No one panics for my space. Okay, we don't need to worry about mirrors everywhere. During the upkeep phase, each victim moves 1 space toward the closest trap token. So now the victim goes there, because they would like to be dead. We need to, 3 turns to kill Geppetto. And if we can't do it, it's over. He has so much, he has 7 health still. All right. Is that all the things? Yes. Upkeep. Yes. Okay. Okay. You know what? I like that we're finding the silver lining here. On the upside, it will be a lot easier to find a parking spot right up close next time you come. That's so true. Yeah, 7 health plus whatever's behind this token, because this might have secret extra health behind it. Okay, it's my turn and we need to do some attacking. So I'm playing all I have, which is Critical Blow. I could possibly do up to 4 damage with this because of my knife belt. But I need to roll 2 successes to make it happen. And I'm only rolling 2 dice, so these both need to be a success. Firefly says, so weird to see you put your mug down and not hear a beep. Was that better? Does that help? Does it feel more familiar? That's not 2 successes, in case you were wondering. So I could do damage, take 2 damage and basically kill myself, lower the horror and stop for no successes, or I can discard. You know what? We're doing a close call. We're gonna re-roll this die. No, we're gonna pay 2 time. We're re-rolling both dice. Come on. I can't discard. I should have discarded and hoped for a success because I only have 1 card left. So here's what happens. Thank you for resubscribing, A Pantaloni. I appreciate you. Here's what happens. I'm going to do this. So I have no successes. That's not the card I want. I'm here on Critical Blow. I have no successes. I will deal 2 damage to Geppetto. I will deal an additional damage because of my knife belt, so that's 3 damage. I'm gonna deal with taking damage myself in a moment. The horror level is gonna go down. I have no more actions this turn But I take 2 damage here. I have 2 health left. I'm gonna flip this over. Look, the story of today is Asami has been hurting herself every time she tries to do anything. It's been rough. So, if I flip this over and it's blank, I'm dead and I lose. If I flip this over and there's hearts on the back of it, I have extra life and we keep going. Ready? I have 2 health still. Ha ha! I'm not dead yet. Oh. Now wait, do I get the? I think this actually gets replaced with the white token, right? I normally just die, so I cannot believe I have health left. Let me just confirm. I'm sorry I've been looking in the rule book so much today. I just want to make sure. Where is it? The final health token. The phase immediately ends. Yes, play continues the next phase. Yes, final white health token. And that's it. There's no coming back from that. So actually, this goes away. This one goes away because our final health token is the white one, and it's got, here we go. Here we go. So we have 2. There we go. You thought I was dead, but I'm not. We don't get the extra die yet because I still have this 1 health, I believe. But that's it. That ends my turn. So I have 4 left to spend on new cards. I'm getting a retaliate. And that's it. I'm just doing a retaliate. That's all I can afford. I get all of these cards back into my hand because my 0 cost ones. Critical blow, close call, guard. Okay. I think we're in like 1 turn left, basically, of this game. Okay, focus. Focus. Now, it is the killer phase. A puppet will spawn in the space with me, because that's where Geppetto is. Bad. Bad to the bone. Bad. They'll target a victim and move. So they're actually gonna go 1, 2. So everyone's within 2 of Geppetto. They can't move. Yeah, they are not gonna move because they will move further away from Geppetto toward this victim. So they're just gonna stay there. I believe that's correct. Okay, and then Geppetto will attack me. So here's what I have left, is just this retaliate that I picked up and a bunch of cards I can discard for successes. I can't kill him though. So if I get 2 successes, I will ignore all damage and I will do 2 damage back plus the 1 for my knife belt. So 3 damage, but he has 4 and maybe some more left. So let's see. I'm rolling 2 dice. Come on, 2 stars. Okay, I'm discarding 2 cards to turn this into 1 success, which means I reduce damage from the attack by 2, which means I won't take any damage, and I will deal 1 plus 1, so just 2 damage to Geppetto. So it's not great, but we're still in the game. Oh, Fat Thong Man says, Asami is cursed for me, the only girl I can't pull out the W with. It's funny because, like, she only needs 4 victims saved to go to her ultimate, but I wasn't able to do it at all. Now we flip over a tarot card. Make or break. Roll a die. No, you must lose health equal to half the result or kill that many victims instead. That's when I roll a 6. That's when I roll a 6. This kills me. No offense, but that kind of tracks, says Icarus. This kills me. I cannot kill 3 victims. And if I take this damage, 3 health, I die. Killed by a 6, the irony. I pushed it too far, and that's it. Yeah, I can't. That's it. I would have to roll 3 or less. Of course, now I roll a 1 when it's just to see what happens. Geppetto kills me. Right as I go, I'm not dead yet, Geppetto goes, oh yeah? Is that right? And puppet strings wrap around Asami, choking her until she dies. That's it. That's it. What was our big, if we had gotten to the finale, let's see what it would have been. I made your friends. Ew, no. During the killer phase, victims act as puppets, but all other times they still act as normal victims. You may attack and kill victims if you wish. Increasing bloodlust is normal. Ha! That wouldn't have mattered much because we didn't have any victims left on the board, right? Couldn't get to that knife to cut the strings. Couldn't do it. Didn't quite make it. Oh. This is a brutal... Geppetto is not messing around, y'all. We tried. It was a valiant effort, and we almost, we got actually pretty close. He only had 1 health left. Let's see if he would have come back with any. No. Oh, if we could have done 2 more damage, we could have won. We were really close. That's that. This time, we were not the final girl. Thank you so much for watching this playthrough of Final Girl, sponsored by Van Ryder Games. If you would like to check out Final Girl or their upcoming, if you're watching this right when it's been uploaded at the end of February 2023, they have an upcoming Kickstarter called The Revenant Society. It's a new tabletop RPG, and that is something that you should also check out. I'm very excited. I'm going to be playing it very soon. So thank you so much for being here and watching this upload from this live stream on Twitch. If you would like to join us live, I stream at twitch.tv/Paula Deming, and you can go there, give me a follow, check out the schedule. It's always subject to change, but we'd love to see you live in the chat joining us for that. And thank you so much for hanging out with us here at YouTube. Thank you, Van Ryder Games, again for the sponsor, and we'll catch you next month with another Final Girl playthrough. Bye, everyone.